He said it just says sign in. Nigga, sign in.
I don't know what to tell him.
All right.
Alright, I'm sending the link in the chat.
That's Fred.
What up?
Yo,
What up, Bree?
Happy to be alive.
that's a Fendi.
Yeah, same, man.
That's a
I've been
Fendi.
taking a lot of naps today because I don't got energy for these niggas wilding on the timeline every day.
Yeah.
Son, I don't even know, bro. Cops. I didn't even know. We was out yesterday. Cops did some
We
shit.
live, by the way, just in case.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Yeah, we live.
Oh wait, did we let me share this link out there. Hold on. Wait, if I share this link, people can join though?
The YouTube link they can't join.
Share the YouTube link.
Don't share the Google Hangout link, please. Don't do that.
We don't want no Fred followers to
We
wild
don't want
out.
no smoke with them Frederick followers.
My fucking computer bugging.
You are a bug.
Did we put the? Yeah, I got it. Same link as the one that's pinned, right?
Yeah.
The pinned tweet for the Twitter.
Nah, it's in the chat.
The text chat.
My computer really bugging out. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, that ass. You just stuck on the whole smiley ass screen right now. My dogs, Jay Lance, Darius was shaking. What's good, my dogs, my family? Glad to see everybody safe, good spirits, and all that fly shit. Well, hopefully. Hopefully I ain't projecting. We're waiting for Colt to get his ass back in here. And Palm. I don't know where them niggas disappeared to. Well, Colton stuck. That shit is so funny. That shit is dead ass stuck on his smile. So, yo, that was good, man. Dollar, what's going on? Felly Fells, what's going on? How y'all feeling?
Y'all niggas hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright.
I can't see you though.
Trey, you been in the crib shaving like a white man?
Shaving like a white man? What do you mean?
You have no facial hair.
Yeah,
You've been in the house for 2 months.
Listen, man, my clipper game is nice. You heard? I be trying to tell niggas, man, my clipper game nasty, bro. I used to give niggas haircuts in college. That's the crazy part.
Yo, I heard a college story about you. When we get off the air.
What?
Oh, yeah. We gotta talk about it.
Oh Lord. Hopefully it's not no violence, right?
But no, it's some shitty shit.
Oh man.
We gotta talk about that one, Fred. You gonna love this one?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Fred, you gonna love this one. When Colton come back, Colton probably even know this one. I'm pretty sure both of y'all know this one.
I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Sammy was good. Reem was good.
Where'd Colt go?
Colt said he had to restart his computer, so he restarting his shit right now.
I can't wait to talk about how police tried to kill me last night.
Oh yeah, we gonna get into that. Once Colt get back, we jumping right into it. We gonna hate chant, then you know.
They out here tripping.
Yo, yo, bro, listen. When the show starts, we gotta get into it, bro. We gotta get into it.
Yeah. Oh man.
We gotta get into it, man. There goes Colton. Colton, what happened?
Shit bugging out. That shit like overload. My computer got like beach ball of death shit.
Um,
And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
that's fucking hilarious. I bet, yo, like, y'all ready, man? We got a loaded show ahead of us, so let's get this hate chant going. Let's get it rocking. All right. Hey, 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 hey. Hear ye. Hate is now in session, and you are now rocking with the finest, the most luxurious, the most notorious, the most scrumptious haters you ever seen in your pink life. And as usual, we are back in our individuals haters dens. You know what I'm saying? Still quarantining. You know what I mean? Still maintaining. It's a different time, but we're gonna skip the shout outs. Let's just get into the hater names. Colt, what's going on?
Yo, what up, it's your boy Colton. Today I'm gonna just be tired, man, because that's what I am.
Feel you. Fred.
I'm gonna be Donald Trump, tear gassing and bombing people in front of the White House.
I love it. Palm.
Today I'm gonna be Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. I hear that. So we got a loaded show. Mamba Tron, what's shaking, bro? So like I said, we got a loaded show ahead of us, man. It's been a wild week since the last time we spoke, man. So I thought it was important. First, I wasn't really, you know what I mean, planning on doing this, but I took a little silence for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? In times like this, you know, you could jump the gun and start speaking, or you could sit back, observe, listen, and learn. And that's what I took the time to do. How y'all been, I guess, digesting with all of this going on? Let's start with Colton.
Is my shit still frozen or not?
No, you good.
All right. So I mean, everything's been like kind of overwhelming, especially because like you know, with the COVID shit on top of like all this shit, like, you know, there's people in the streets, they want to protest as much as they can. I see a lot more people like playing supportive roles and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the shit is like shit we've been talking about. Like, it's been fucked up and it's been like needed to change and people did need to come together. But, you know,
Right.
We'll probably get into more of like the tips and shit of like what we think could help like later. But right now, it's just, you know, it's exhausting. I've been just trying my best to, you know, spend time with my family and support like the movement as much as I can to amplify voices and stuff. So that's all I've been doing.
Fred.
Dealing with it, you know, I don't know. I've been out hitting the pavement and shit, you know, sun up to sun. And I don't know if I can go out there again, you know, tomorrow, man. I was out there with my fiance, and the boys almost got us. They're not playing right now, and I don't think wrapped up in the way I need to be out there right now. So we'll see.
Got you. Palm.
My fault. I was looking at the comments and shit. I don't know, man. Like, I'm tired of the street yelling and shit. Like, I can't even lie to you. Like, I'm tired of. I mean, I respect it. Don't get me wrong. I respect everybody out there doing it. It's needed. But like, we've been doing that shit for a while, man.
Right.
We've been protesting. We've been looting. We've been rioting for a while. Like, this shit ain't started 2020. So,
right.
Like, I'm ready to fight back. Whenever niggas ready, you feel me? But like I said, like I told niggas privately, I ain't about to be a martyr for niggas who just gonna scream my name after.
Understood. Yeah, man. Shit. At first, it was like you said, it was overwhelming at first, cause like when I'm always in these organizing spaces, so I kind of feel that rage all the time. You know what I'm saying? So for the past few years, it was like that's what I've been trying to get across. It's like, you know what I mean? But it's like it takes things like this to get people to wake up and to actually move and to actually shake. So for me, it was like that first you know, angry and rage feeling. But after that, it was like, yo, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? People are finally standing up for themselves and like doing something and speaking up. It's been a long time since people actually like said, fuck it, I'm gonna break the rules for real, for real. You know what I mean? We've been doing these quote unquote peaceful protests for a long time. But you know, it's been a while since it's gotten like this, where you got like everybody kind of, you know what I'm saying, wanting to move forward, wanting to do something, wanting to actually get their bodies and their selves involved. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. You know, people is like, you know, I gotta go to work, get right first before, you know what I'm saying, I do what I do for my community. Now people are like, nah, we gotta get out there and be boots on the ground, and that energy is just beautiful to see people have. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, now it's time to take that energy and direct it and focus it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the main thing that I was seeing. Well, what's your thoughts on that part, like the riot and the looting, I guess?
I think I mean, I feel like I'm like everybody else. Like at some point, like it kind of got to get kind of extreme for niggas to even hear what we got to say.
Right.
But I also do agree, like with you, Trey. Like I feel like at this point now, it got to be like we're rioting and looting and doing all that stuff, but like we also can't just be yelling at each other like, oh, you have a lack. I mean, we can't yell at the people that are showing any type of lack of action.
Right.
Right. Like we can talk to them and let them know what the fuck is going on.
Right.
Like if there's people doing supportive stuff and they can't necessarily beat foots down on the field, or if there's people that's foot down on the field, you shouldn't try to shit on them for doing something that's right. Or if there's niggas that's like, you know, so I just feel like there does need to be a level of organization and communication between like all fronts of like black people.
Correct. Fred.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. And I mean, here's the thing. I'm gonna be real. Like, you know, like you, Trey, I've been in a space. You know, we've been organizing. You know, I've been protesting, marching. This is not new. I think that what's new for people is the new people, right? Like at marches with people who I know from other things, and it's a whole set of new people now. I'm like, oh, who the fuck is this? Now the issue with that becomes that it actually makes us a little vulnerable because people are not necessarily prepared. Like even yesterday, I got asked out because we were marching with 100,000 people at one point, but when shit started to get a little dicey, it was only, you know, 10,000 of us left, right? You know, and now the cops are surrounding us and this and that and third. I'm like, okay, are we really, really ready? Because the other side is ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wanted to speak to that part. I think we've been kind of tricking ourselves with words, and this is why I'm so hell-bent on saying words mean things. Like my man Marty said, Marty last episode spoke my mind. Like I have barely had to say anything, but words mean things. You get what I'm saying? So we're saying we're going outside to peacefully protest. The word protest in itself is not peaceful because you're disrupting the natural order and status quo of things. Therefore, the opposition will not be peaceful. Although you may not be attacking or you may not be violent, that does not mean your protest is peaceful. So you have to understand when you're going outside and you're protesting, you're literally putting your body in harm's way because your opposition, the people that you are protesting, are not peaceful. So therefore, there is no such thing as a peaceful protest. So when we go outside and we do these things, we have to be conscious of what we're doing and how we're doing it. Now, moving forward, I think that's where we need to start to focus. How are we protesting? Where do we go from here in terms of protesting? Because if we want to speak to the riot and looting, like Colton was saying, a lot of people were saying they weren't from our community, right? Now, people had an issue before with, I forgot who said it, but we don't need to be doing integrated marches. You get what I'm saying? If we're going to march in our communities, we need to march in our communities. Now, organization comes into play here because when you take white people out of this picture, you know the cops is for sure not going to hold back. Therefore, we need to be organized so that we have people in place to protect our protesters who are willing to do what we need to do to protect whomever. Now, in terms of protesting as well, we have women and children out there. So again, we have to be very conscious of what we're doing. And when we say it's peaceful and it's a peaceful protest, that then says, okay, we can bring our kids, we can bring da-da-da. what they're doing, they're macing everybody, man, woman, or child. So we have to be very organized in how we move forward because we're putting bodies at harm. Therefore, we need to have a direction because if we're going to protest, we need to say, okay, we're protesting for what? We can say we're protesting to march against police brutality. That's fine. But what are we actually saying that we want to get out of this? What are we saying? You get what I'm saying? We need to have some actual steps after this for us to now direct this energy and keep this energy going, because protesting in itself is a perfect tactic in terms of mobilization. Now, organization afterwards, you're going to have to put a lot of things in place, and that means you got to have black lawyers ready to go. We got to have the streets ready to go, because you know the streets going, and that's where that comes with all organization. That means we got to start to bridge these gaps and cut out the elitism. You get what I'm saying? Because we're what people are seeing with celebrities and them speaking against everybody getting upset, we forget there are two invisible walls. After you get past racism, you're going to see that there's classism. You're going to see that there's a big wealth gap, and in that there's a big conscious gap as well. Because the experiences, even though they may come from where we come from, they're not necessarily living in those experiences again and now. So we have to be very, very, very aware of who we're asking to speak for us. Brother Malik Bash from the new Black Panther Party said, the white people aren't sending Kim Kardashian outside to speak for us. That's not what they're doing.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? So we're looking for celebrities who are not in our same frame of conscious mind. They're not doing what we got to do to survive every day to speak for us and speak on our behalf, and they are not equipped to do so. They only have the financial means. Financial means does not mean you have the intellectual means to guide a people that are in need of direction. And that's where we are right now. And right now we need to find our own direction. Each and every one of us are a piece of this puzzle. So at this point now in protest, we have to see where we all fit. What can you do? Where do you fit? What is your role? This has to be organized. You get what I'm saying? Fred, I know because with me, back in, I believe, 2014, when we did the Million Man March in NYC, when it comes to front line, I was on that front line. I was part of the security group that guarded the families. I was literally on that front line. And I understood what it means to be organized, because the police didn't try anything on that march, because we had a whole perimeter in the front and around that family. So nobody could do anything, and we came out there ready for whatever smoke, because once you say your life is in our hands, we with whatever smoke you say we with. So there has to be a level of self-awareness. Everybody needs to pull back now, because now we're pointing fingers and we're getting mad at everybody. Everybody has to pull back now. What can we do to be part of the ongoing struggle to progress black people in America? This is an ongoing struggle. We can't allow things to become an event. Yeah. And as you see, when the protest doesn't have direction, it becomes an event. You got influencers out there taking pictures with drill holders. You have people out there doing things for clout. You have people out there. You got
infiltrators just pulling up and trying to make people look crazy.
We even have to understand how wild it is to promote a protest on the internet.
Yeah. It's super wild, and it's super dangerous, because niggas already know the feds follow everything. Niggas are so paranoid about everything, but we're putting out, like, basically our movements where we're going to be.
Exactly.
And they have the tactics already to stop niggas, and large groups too. So
absolutely.
No, that's 100%. And again, you know, that's why I've been between a rock and a hard place, right? Because like, I exist in this weird space which we laugh about all the time, but like, I exist as like one of the blue check people with followers and most of my followers are frankly white, right? Like, well-meaning, they think white people are most of my followers, but then I also exist as Fred, who's gonna hit the ground, who's gonna be out there, you know, who's gonna go face to face with the boys and all that, right? And when I'm doing that, you know, and I'm bringing those moments back, and this is why I like wrote a thread up earlier, like, so people understand what's actually happening out here, because this is not a game, actually, right? Like, you know, I'm out there right now seeing people come out at 3 p.m. in the afternoon to get their flicks off, to get their I was here badge, and then when shit is getting real, they're gone, right? Or people don't know how to handle certain things, right? Like one of the things I saw yesterday was, you know, breaking the line. Like if you ever marched, right, you understand you have to keep it tight because one of the tactics that police officers use is
split you up.
Exactly, they split you up. So like they split us up like that. How the fuck do you let somebody split up over fucking 80,000 people, right?
Right.
Like, it's not organized. And then also, there's no agenda necessarily. That's another issue I'm seeing, not just with the marches and the protests. There's no agenda even in the online activism, right? Like people don't know what they want. Because like what I want is you need to defund the police, right? I'm not talking they're like, oh, we need more black officers. Well, it was black. I was like, it's black officers that killed Freddie Gray. It's black officers that was running up on people in Atlanta in these protests. It's not about having black or brown officers. You trying to conform to the system still. We're not. That's not it. And if that's what you on, I'm out. I'm gonna go home.
Let me speak to that piece as well, because that's important, Fred, and that's a huge piece of this in terms of having a direction, right? So this is the example I'm gonna use. If you're gonna burn things that, listen, I'm totally with it. Let's burn all of this shit down, right? But why are we burning it down? If you're gonna burn it down and say, okay, let's vote them out, we're doing two different things. And what I mean is, if you're gonna burn it down, that's a revolutionary act. As trying to vote somebody else in is a reformative act. It's revolution versus reform. So we as black people have to understand, where do we stand on this philosophical debate? Do we want revolution or do we want reform? Now, when you do that, that's completely fine to also be split down the middle. Why? Because it's not going to change overnight, right? So we need people to work on the reform side, and we need people to work on the revolutionary side. But what's always happened is the reformative people have always went behind the backs of the revolutionaries and threw them under the bus. At this point, we have to learn from history, right? The biggest thing you can do right now to be part of the solution is to study and get a true political education, because you will understand that this is not about politics in the first place, and that's the crazy part, right? I'm gonna help you skip some steps. You will understand this is not about politics, period. This is about simple morals, and this is about principle. You have to ask yourself, what is right, what is just, what is okay. So when we're talking about laws, we can't say, okay, y'all can put this. All right, we did this. They said they're gonna write this bill, and then no. That's not right. That's not moral. In the meantime, people are dying while you write that bill. We cannot allow that.
Right.
We need that bill today signed and going, just like y'all would do anything else. We need that right now. We need to have that organizational structure to be able to uphold and hold the government accountable for that efficiently. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of this shit dies, and then we back in the streets, because we haven't had the agenda to keep our foots on the necks of the government consistently. We take it off, we get comfortable, and then we stop. You know what I'm saying? We march and then we stop. If you want something to look at, for an example, go look at the rebellion in Egypt on Tahrir Square. It's on HBO Max, I believe, right now. It's called Tahrir Square, Tahrir Square. See how they use mobilization as well as organization and political education to understand that what they had to do was bigger than now. This is bigger than I call it ENS, the exceptional Negro syndrome. We all want to be, you know what I'm saying, that exceptional Negro, but in the sense of our people, we have to humble ourselves, because for me, it was like, all right, I could go along in this career and be a superstar social media dude or whatever the case may be in the corporate space, or I could take what I know and my experience and go back to coaching. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying you have to do that, but whatever you're doing, you have to be very intentional at this point if you want to really impact and be a part of what it is to progress in America as black people. You get what I'm saying? The times they made change in those peaceful marches, they had an agenda. You get what I'm saying? They had an agenda. When it came to Martin Luther King or whoever was doing those marches, the Student Nonviolent Coalition Committee, whoever was doing whatever they was doing, they had an agenda and they got it accomplished. What has happened over time, people say, oh well, look what they did, it failed. No. what happened over time is we took our foot off of their neck and they repealed those laws.
A fact. Like the second that niggas got complacent, and that's really like probably one of the issues with like, you know, capitalism was a big thing. Like niggas get those money shades over their face and they don't know like what the fuck is going on.
Right. And
like all of a sudden they forget where they're from. They feel like, oh shit, the money stuff is way more important. And it's like all of these are divisive things, us trying to shut each other up when we know we do have trauma within our own community. We gotta
Absolutely.
back everybody up. It's
Right.
just like these things is like, I'm seeing little things like people like are trying to bash people for people saying like black trans people or black gay people matter, or like people trying to bash people for it's just so much shit right now. Niggas is light, people are bringing up light skin versus dark skin people,
Right.
and it's just like, I get it, these are all issues that we have to like dead ass figure out. But like if it's not something where it's like you trying to teach the other person or you trying to talk to the other person, it's just some condescending elitist shit.
Right.
I feel like you should just save that for
Right.
right now.
Right.
Because there are people right now letting their feelings go about shit. And I'm also seeing, and this is the first time you're probably gonna hear me say this about Twitter, I'm seeing people think a little bit. Like I'm seeing people realize that maybe I don't have to say anything crazy right now at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't have to make too many jokes right now in this point. So I just want that thought to keep going, because I know right now is emotional and emotions is high for mad people.
Right.
Because I'm seeing like even friends like kind of jumping the gun and not seeing what the fuck people are trying to say.
Absolutely.
So just like you said, now is probably the time to pull back, get the education,
Right.
think what more can we do?
Right.
Like we gotta make like fucking actual guidelines. Like you said, when it comes to protests, I went to the protest on Flatbush Avenue. I like walked up to go like meet the people and see what was going on. It was a beautiful protest. It was like a lot of people and shit. But the same thing that Fred is talking about happened, where I seen like a crowd of people, like mad people jumbled together, and then I seen the cops speed in, and immediately both crowds dispersed separate ways from each other.
Right.
And in my mind, it's just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. The police did come, but like, I think y'all didn't really have a plan out here. And there was a lot of young people like in the front.
Right.
A lot of young people by themselves just in the front. And like, I get it. Like, if y'all with the shits, y'all with the shits. But a lot of them didn't even know why they was out there. So it's like, we got to really talk to the youth, educate the youth.
Right.
Pushing black education is like very, very, very important. And we can't just be shunning each other, because that's like kind of what we be trying to do. So
yeah, absolutely, man. I've seen that, you know, just from afar, like everybody shunning each other. And what people have to understand and take a step back is and see and do is have some self accountability, right? Because in 2012, you know what I'm saying, that was my first march. I believe I was what, on 20 something. You know what I'm saying? It took me 20 something years to do something. You get what I'm saying? It took me 20 something years to do something. It is now 2020. This is a lot of people's first time doing something, and I understand that now the energy is so high and the tension is so high. But to the people that have been doing something, you yourself have been the people that were silent on the sidelines for a couple years as well. You get what I'm saying? So everybody has to have some grace and some accountability here, because for years we've been saying meet people where they are. You get what I'm saying? And of course they're gonna say some problematic shit, but the thing is, you gotta allow them to say the problematic shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta allow them to say it. You give it to them, and you take a step back. You allow them to come into it, or they play for the other side. That's perfectly fine.
Nice.
But we're trying to do too many things and wear too many hats and police too many things. We can't police the other side without policing ourselves first. And first and foremost, we gotta self-educate ourselves. And like you said, there's like the light skin versus dark skin, and this versus that, and this versus that. Well, you said this and you said that. Well, first things first, there's so much unlearning that needs to go on in this community.
yes.
So when you go and you look back and you see people saying things, of course, people have been miseducated for years. 4 years. You're gonna have to allow people some grace. And this time it's been a week. It's been a week, and people are pulling up people's old tweets. You get what I'm saying? And I see it, and it may be flagrant because we don't know where to put our energy now. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, they said something wrong. In order to save the black community, we got to cancel and get them out the community, get them out and get them out. I get it. but we have some constant unlearning to do ourselves. We've all been problematic in areas. Nobody woke up spitting the autobiography of Malcolm X. Not even Malcolm X. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's a big fact.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I get it. People are saying some flagrant shit. Remove yourself from them, divest, but they do not deserve your energy. The only thing that deserves your energy right now is educating yourself politically, spiritually, all of that. Fred, go ahead.
Now, I was gonna say, you 100% right about everything that you said, and I think that, another thing is, y'all spoke earlier about roles. I think that people need to have real deep conversations with themselves and understand that nobody's meant to do everything, right?
Correct.
Like, as I'm at these protests, there's gonna be moments where, like you said, there's gonna be moments where I'm like, look, I'm holding down the security of this, or maybe this one I'm gonna speak. Everybody wants to be everything, right? Everybody wants smoke and everybody wants to talk. Everybody wants this. Everybody wants that.
Right.
Everybody needs a role, because one of the things I'm seeing, like to the point of Colton, it's a lot of young people, and I love that. But because they're young means that they don't have experience and they haven't been here before, right?
Right.
So we're gonna need a lot of people who have to step in and actually, do the logistics for these things, because, even like yesterday, I marched around for 10 hours, right? And by the time, and at one point, I'm just marching. It was a nice day, so I didn't really care too much, to be quite frank with you. But it got to a point where I was like, what is the actual political agenda for where we are going, right?
Right.
The actual, because in everything, and it's not just politics, but I mean political agenda in the sense of the accomplishment of the march, right? Like, it's never just about optics; it's always about change. So, because right now we're walking in circles around the same neighborhoods. Where y'all trying to go? Because now what you've done is you've confused everybody, and you got us caught up with. You got to be thinking about, like, again, it goes back to security. The young people didn't think that the cops would get as fucking crazy as they did.
Right.
They've never seen the violence, right? They've never seen the energy. We've seen it. Like we've seen it on the levels of fuck protest, that just being with your niggas walking down the block, right?
Yeah.
They don't know how crazy it could get, and they found out last night.
Yeah. You're absolutely correct, bro. And that's, again, I'm gonna reiterate that point. That's why we have to make sure these protests have a direction, because if not, people will still move in fear. We need people to move in purpose. It's a difference. You get what I'm saying? People are out there because they're afraid for their daughters. They're afraid for their sons. They're afraid for them. We have to remove fear from the conversation, because this is what we're in. This is what we're in. You know what I'm saying? And if you're going to be out there, you cannot be afraid, because you're going to have to defend your fellow man. So there can't be fear in this conversation of revolution. If you're afraid, then right now you need to take some time to just learn. And that's okay to be afraid, because I was afraid. You get what I'm saying?
Well, even to piggyback off what you're saying, like, those people that are afraid can also realize that when it comes to roles, not everybody has to be a commando nigga that's in the fucking front.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you can do support work from behind. You
can
hand out water, voices, water, get supplies, call a bunch of the bail funds. Make sure you sharing links to get people out after the protest if niggas get arrested wrong. Make sure you sending letters to the police chiefs and all the people to that if you feel like they did wrong. Like, so at the end of the day, it's just like, there's so much shit that people can do, and like you said, emotions are high. Everyone's doing everything. Everyone wants to do everything, and then everyone's getting frustrated because not everyone is doing everything. So it's just a lot of things that's like...
It's a lot of things, and it's perfectly fine, because that was... If y'all remember, bro, around 2015, 2016, I was angry. That's because I was just learning. You get what I'm saying? When you just learning, I see the world for what it is now. I've had the blinders on for so fucking long. I see the world for what it is now. I'm angry. You get what I'm saying? And that's perfectly fine to be angry, but now you have to channel that anger and find out why you are angry. It's so much deeper than you realize. You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't realize just like we don't realize our trauma when we go to therapy. Black people, when we don't know our pain and we don't know our anger, because we don't know our history. well enough.
Facts.
We don't know our American history well enough to even talk
Facts.
about African history. You get what I'm saying? So, and in terms of when you start to learn, you start to lose the fear because you start to gain the purpose. And in purpose, you're okay with being arrested. In purpose, I'm okay with laying my life down for this. So that's the importance of taking your time and stepping back and saying, I want to learn this, because you need to learn the purpose and you need to know it within your heart and in your soul that this is what you're doing it for. And that's how it becomes eternal. That's how it becomes in what you do. That's how it becomes intentional. Because when it's not and you're just emotional about it, emotions always leave. That's why y'all see me tweet all the time. Don't talk to me about your emotions. I don't want to hear how you feel. I want to hear what you know. And when you know, regardless of how you feel, you're able to put everything in clear view. Just like if everybody wasn't as emotional, they wouldn't have been able to dupe everybody to block out their own hashtag.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You would have been able to say like, yes, I want to fucking do this. Yes, let's go. We got to spread awareness. But hold on. Who started this? Where does it come from? How does it affect everything? What's the end goal? You get what I'm saying? You can't blindly follow things. You get what I'm saying? Another example, bro. I went to a march back in, I believe, 2013, and this march was rowdy. Like, they was putting the people at risk, etc., etc., etc. And I'm like, alright, other marches I've been to ain't been like this. I'm with the shits or whatever, but cool. So, again, afterwards, right? We did the little rally at the end, and I'm just looking, and something just don't feel right. You get what I'm saying? Something just don't feel right. And I'm like, I'm gonna go to the head again. So I went to the head of the organization again. I'm like, yo, what's the name of your org again? Blah 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 blah. This is me asking afterwards, right? What's the name of your org again? Rah rah rah. Boom. Get the card or whatever. So I do my research. Who started this organization? Some white dude. I'm like, alright, who's the white dude now? Look at the white dude. The white dude is some dude that was working with George Soros. Now, if you understand who George Soros is, he's a dude that funds a lot of good shit, but he also funds a lot of
nefarious shit.
Chaotic organizations, and this was one of the organizations I was marching with because I did not do my homework. I said, yo, so I gotta go do something, and they having this march, I gotta go. You get what I'm saying? So you'll find yourself and real fucked up, because I could have gotten locked up that night. We got in a whole brawl with the police that night. It was a bad night as it pertains to march.
Wait, that was a night when the homies got locked up and we had to go with them?
Nah, that was a different night, but that night was wild too. That was another protest we was at. But that was, again, when it comes to all of this protest shit, I've been there. I've done all of this. You get what I'm saying? I've done the waiting all night for my man to get out because we was
like
marching.
10 hours waiting for these niggas to get out with their mom and shit at the precinct.
This is real life shit for me.
Like, find out where niggas got.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
this is real life shit for me. So it's beautiful to see everybody finally coming into this frame of mind. But you got to take a step back and learn, because if you don't, you'll put yourself in a position that you can't pull yourself out of. You was about to say something, Fred?
The only issue I have is like this, right?
What's
like, too many of us who have been here already aren't here right now, right? Because what I'm seeing is we need an injection of Smith. We need an injection of Palm, an injection of Colton, right? Because right now, I think that it's like a fucking Play-Doh or whatever, right? It's something that can be molded into some real shit.
Right.
We're gonna miss the moment because we letting the wrong people run it, right?
Right.
And you're talking about the real rap right there. Like, people don't know what they're doing. Like, forget direction and all that. People don't know the actual purpose, right? And this ain't just, and a lot of people are calling out white people, but I'm gonna call out black people real quick, like our own people. A lot of people don't actually understand the purpose, right? Mm-hmm. Like, again, if you were talking about reform, that's one conversation. You talking about revolution, that's a different conversation.
Two different things, absolutely.
Understand that they're different conversations, because then what you're going into is different, right? Reform has etiquette. Reform has respectability politics, right? It's certain things that come along with that. I was out there for revolution yesterday, which is why I didn't leave when the curfew started.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're not out for revolution, you out for fun, you out for reform, you can leave before the curfew comes.
Right.
I need to know, though, because if you have my left, my right, my fucking front and back, I need to know we all on the same page, which is why more people like that injected, but I don't really know how right now because I'm not one of the organizers in none of these things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm attending and I'm about to stop attending soon.
Right. And that's, and go ahead, Paul.
Like, my shit is like, I know what the reform look like. I know what they want. I know what the reform side like. Like, but like, what does the revolution look like? Like, what do niggas want to come out of all of this wild shit?
Right.
Cause like, I know what I want, but I don't know if what I want is the same as what the people want.
Right.
Cause if niggas just want reform, we definitely on different pages.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I can't. I don't never need to go outside to do that shit because the shit that I want, niggas ain't about that.
Right. Right. And a lot of people saying like who's organizing and things like that, and it's like I don't know how to. I'm just a moment of vulnerability. Like even with all the knowledge I have, you know what I'm saying. I have started Pan African organizations and things of that nature. It's still, you know what I'm saying. Who says I'm a leader? You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You gotta have that humility. Like I can't sit here and, unless the people say this is what we want you to do. I can't move until then. And when the people say it, and then God says okay, that's fine. Then that's what I'm fine doing that. But when you look at organizers, it's gonna have to be new. We're gonna have to create that. You get what I'm saying? And for Palm, what and Fred's thing is like when we looking at reform, we not even aiming high. We just want to change the law. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're going to go reform, we got to aim high. We got to talk black power. We want equal equity in the government. We want equal equity in the corporate structure. We want equal equity in the education sector. We want equal equity when it comes to farming. We want equal equity in tech. Are they willing to give that up?
Yeah, because the media just blacking out. I mean, yeah, because reform is obviously just another way of let's do the same shit again.
They gotta keep reforming. Like ending slavery was them reforming.
Right.
Yeah.
Jim Crow laws, reform. Civil rights, reform.
Yeah.
Drug laws, reform. Like when are them niggas ain't gonna kill? Straight up, this is how I feel about it. Like white people ain't gonna kill they ain't gonna kill a fucking racist granddaddy. That's laying down the racism, implementing it in the family from the roots.
Right.
Like they're not gonna go against their granddaddy.
Right.
And they should if they want this shit to end. Because at the end of the day, racism is a white problem.
I'm good on the reform.
Right. And
that shit ain't getting us nowhere.
And just again, I like to give people real life examples. You get what I'm saying? It's a reason why white people come to our communities and march with us. Why do they march in our communities with us? Our communities is not the problem. We here to put on a demonstration. Y'all need to put on a demonstration in y'all communities. Y'all are the problem. So when it comes to them being an ally and us having integrated marches, it shouldn't be that way. If you care, then you would do the work without having to be in our space to do so. Because as you see, your little brothers, your little cousins, your little sisters are not here for the same reason that we here. They want to be influencers. They want to steal. They want to loot. They want to put on a show. So therefore, if that's the crowd y'all bring, let's do that in y'all community. Y'all take y'all marches. Talk to them. Y'all take y'all marches and go back to y'all homes and y'all march in y'all communities if y'all truly give a fuck.
Well, now, that's a fact.
And
use your privilege.
You know what's an example of that? The Student Nonviolent Coalition Committee. Can I speak to them real quick? Y'all mind if I do that?
Go ahead.
All right. This is to me, they are the pinnacle organization. This is how organized they work, right? So their goals in the summer was to politically educate. So they build schools for the kids. They build, places where they could educate the black families. And what they did was they used the black churches for the spaces. You get what I'm saying? And they had different fundings or whatever the case may be from all types of people from everywhere. So they had different things in place for everything. They had protection. They had times to use mobilization to gather funds to feed organization. That's what you use a protest for. You get what I'm saying? Your protest is supposed to fund your organization. That's how it's supposed to go, right? So they did those things as demonstrations to then bring funding in to what they did. So they did displace it everywhere. If you go back and you look into the freedom, the Black Panther Party, right? The Black Panther Party didn't start out as Huey and Bobby Seale's organization out in Cali. It started out as those small political, those small democratic parties that they started in these small communities. Now that, if you know who Fannie Lou Hamer is, that was the birth of Fannie Lou Hamer, who then made that prophetic speech at the Democratic National Convention. So if you don't know this homework, when you go back and you actually do the research that's necessary, you see the organizational steps we need. We just expect everybody to do this thing at one time. Every community, every pocket is going to have to organize, and it's all going to look different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you get what I'm saying?
And one thing to just add on to that, bro, I just think also we always kind of put too much pressure on random individuals popping up and just being very super charismatic leaders, and we should stop doing that, because we should start moving more like Hydra. If anybody ever seen the Marvel movies,
right.
Like, nigga, there's multiple heads that lead that thing. So like at the same time, like there's different roles. Not everybody gotta be like a top dog. We don't have to have like one charismatic main nigga that's just in the front, because that makes it easy to chop the head off and end the whole organization.
Right.
So we have to go within our own communities, within our own groups, figure out what everyone can do.
Right.
I guess if there's one charismatic person in your community, put them forward and we make a whole like board together or some shit. Like I just see if people could just be humble a little bit, and I know it's mad hard, especially because emotions are high, then we would get a lot more done. Because I'd see people yelling at other people, but at the same time, they're making a lot of good points. They want to make changes. They want to do things, but I see that they also don't have the education or people around them to help them guide that movement. So we all just as a community got to figure out what we all got and put it on the table, and try not to, take things too personally right now, because everyone's fucking fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. Because for me, it's like I know my role. You get what I'm saying? I know my role. My role is I'm somebody who's very cerebral when it comes to doing and taking the time and learning the information. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna put you onto the information, and I'm gonna explain it in a way that everybody can understand it. That's my role. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I was like, all right, if this is my role, how do I take this into my career? You get what I'm saying? So you get like Flo, you're 100% right. You got to gather the best of the best and create a network of people. We need somebody that we can go to. All right, we need black lawyers. We know who's in charge of the black lawyers in this part of town. Boom. Let's reach out to her. She can get us in touch with whomever's free. That network. Boom. It has to be. You know what I'm saying? We got to build that network from now on, organization, and we have to. Again, we got to actually learn from our ancestors. You get what I'm saying? The Black Panther Party, they had those food programs. That's why I started Spread Love. It's a all transparency. It's a direct bite of the free food program of the Black Panther Party. We got to have those initiatives. We got to understand and look at a community and break it down to the basics. What do we need? We need money.
Why would you even
food,
call it a
bite? Opportunity. We need resources. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is simple things that we can do ourselves. You know what I'm saying? As long as we continue to now start to put our money with these grassroots organizations. If you don't have a grassroots organization in your neighborhood, start one. And where do you start one? You go in your community and you find out what they need. This is what we did. To the communities we're going to service, we're going to find out what they need in order to organize here correctly. What do you need? You get what I'm saying? If they're like, yo, we need healthy food options, nobody over here sells healthy food. That's a service you can provide to that neighborhood. You're bringing them healthy food options, and what that does, that helps black people function on a higher level of spirituality and mentality. So in that sense, you are progressing black people the best you can, and that is completely okay. You get what I'm saying? You have to look at things that way, so that we're all interconnected some way, somehow.
Yo, so it's also interesting. But can we talk about respectability politics for a second?
Sure, absolutely.
Of course.
Let's get into it.
Yes, I think that's another issue that I'm seeing as not just an issue just with these protests, but the whatever the movement people think is happening anyway, right? So there's this video that you sent around, Smith, that you sent it around our chat, and I had to think about it for a little while. And the more I thought about it, it made me more angry, right?
What's up?
It's all these men in suits walking down Yeah,
the million brunch
The Million
march.
Brunch March, nigga.
it's all these men in suits walking down steps together, this and that and third. And people have used it, and then they put their Black Power fist up stuff. And people have used that like, oh, we need to reinvent and reimagine the way they see black men, this and that and the third. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Now, first and foremost, I love me a good mimosa. You know, we joke about this very often. You know, I got blazers. But, shut up, pal. But
Yeah,
Fred love brunch. Man.
nigga, yo, he do.
He loves
Yeah,
some
bro.
fucking brunch, yo.
fucking good fucking brunch, bro.
Nah, I'm rocking, bro, because we got to do away with respectability politics because
Right.
the revolution ain't pretty if that's what you're going for. You feel what I'm saying?
And a blazer.
You can't even think about it. Like, how am drop kick a nigga in them tight ass pants? You feel what I'm saying? You got to think mobility. You feel me?
But I think but more than that, the actual other danger of it is the assumption that your class or perception of class
Right.
is going to save your life, right?
Yeah.
Because white
Nasty.
supremacy exists at all economic levels,
Mhm.
and no matter what you're wearing, right?
Mhm.
Like, I've only been stopped by cops coming home from work.
Right.
Really? Like, so what the
I've seen the cop stone cold stunner a nigga in a suit.
Nigga Fred got stopped by a cop with some Sperry's on.
Some Sperry's on. But no, I've literally seen like cops beat the shit out of niggas in suits, niggas that so that shit really don't matter, bro. Do you think that a cop who's been working 12 hours straight, who already thinks he has mad power, is gonna see you in wingtip shoes and a suit and be like, "Good day,
That's
my
a good
gentleman.
nigga. That's a
I'll
good-
walk
that's a good
past
nigga.
you."
Yeah,
He
that's
gonna
a good
beat the
nigga
shit
right
out of you.
They gonna,
Good day, gentlemen.
They gonna-
I'll let you continue.
they gonna beat the shoulder pads out
They
your
gonna
suit,
beat
nigga.
the fuck. They gonna beat the they gonna beat some grip into his shoes, nigga. Like,
Oh, nigga,
Nah,
hold
that's
on.
a
Not
fact,
to
though.
not to
Niggas
make
gotta-
light of it.
Niggas gotta realize nothing makes you a good nigga.
son, to them, especially to the ops.
Nothing makes you.
Do
a good
niggas think Martin Luther King had on Nike Tech when they hit him in the head with the brick or something?
Son. So yeah, that respectability politics shit is just basically another form of us getting a way to argue with each other or to fucking split up because niggas. It's crazy because niggas put suits on and think like, yo, this is the symbiote suit, nigga.
Yo,
like now I got
deadass,
powers. Like,
Yo,
no,
y'all think. Hold up, no. I don't know why I thought about this. Y'all think when like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King got like new suits, they would try them on in front of bitches like, it's that splat.
You know they did, nigga. You know he
they
ain't
did
lose that.
though.
You know Malcolm
You
still
know-
had a little
you
Detroit
know that-
red in him.
You know,
You know-
it's
you
that
know-
splat.
You know that nigga Martin was going on protest tours with a bunch of hoes.
Yo.
chill. Nah, it's
My
not-
nigga Marty Marr.
fucking hate this
that nigga Marty Ma.
Marty Marr. Yo, and also I was looking at like a lot of people, you know, getting upset at the rioting and looting and shit like that, and it's like, you know, you hitting mom and pop stores and et cetera. Hey, look, man, I understand that, you know what I'm saying, like, I get it, trust me, but when it comes to chaos, ain't no structure in chaos, you feel me? As if you're, like, you gotta think of it like this, you know what I mean? Like, if you have a business and you're trying to be successful in this frame of society, you are part of the capitalist structure. You get what I'm saying? So regardless of, like, if I had a storefront, you get what I'm saying, and it was on 34th Street or on Flatbush Ave, and everybody rioting and they bust into it, I don't think that I'm special because I'm a black-owned business. I'm still part of capitalism. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm giving back or not, it's hard to separate because we're all operating under the same, you know, ruler structure. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, we trapped, man.
we trapped.
See,
You know what I'm
the-
saying? And it's
The
fucked up.
capitalism,
Right.
the capitalism shit is crazy because like we all participate,
Mhm.
but like even though we all participate, like some of us really don't care to participate. That's
Right.
That's the only way to live
Mhm.
is by participating in capitalism.
Right.
Like when you to take down capitalism is to get what we're asking for,
Mhm.
and I don't think niggas really understand that.
Right.
Like capitalism isn't being as rich as you want.
Mhm.
That's not what capitalism is in this country. Capitalism is I want everything that I want, and I want everything that you have. And if that's what y'all cool with, like, I don't know.
Damn, you know what I mean? I don't know, man.
You know, that's just
you gotta.
It's a casualty of war, man. It's a casualty of war. It's one of those things. You know what I mean? You got kind of deal with. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things you kind of got to deal with in terms of chaos. You know what I'm saying?
Did y'all see the video? And this is actually when I said, I don't know, this protest shit might be over. Niggas don't know what they're doing. Did y'all now? All right. So before I say this, let me preface it by saying, I get the point of like not letting white people take over the protest and just wild out, right?
I know what you're about to say right now.
I get that 100%. But when you are grabbing people and turning them over to the police,
right?
They literally, black people are turning people over to the police.
This is a peaceful protest. Again,
this is a peaceful protest, sir.
Fred, they don't understand words and mean things.
This is literally what they're doing. Bro. Yo, this is a peaceful protest. Now beat his ass, though. Beat his ass. Like, go ahead.
That's crazy, man.
Sidebar. Since everything been so serious, I gotta throw a bomb in here. I heard Cristal was at a protest. Y'all should have gave that nigga up. Woo!
What was that nigga doing? I hate it, nigga. I hate it.
How y'all let that nigga? How y'all let that nigga in the protest?
Fight for the rights, but nigga, no, nigga, you a dangerous part of the community. What are you doing here?
Yo,
protesting a part of the apology tour?
I think
I guess so, but nobody accepted it.
You think he went to the police like, look, I got these Cubans.
Yo, chill out.
Yo, bro, I don't want to look. Who's your
how many watches you think he went out there with? Like 5?
Bro, look, no funny shit. I've been like, listen. I don't usually do this, man. I don't usually do this, but I know y'all out here to beat some nigga ass, right? I know y'all out here to beat some nigga ass. Raise your hand if you want to beat a
nigga. Y'all think
I'm gonna pick your 3. I need one Puerto Rican. I need one coon. And I need one of your most racist. Look. Wait, that one right there.
That one right there, officer. That guy right there.
Hold on. Y'all think Jay was at the protest?
Yo,
undercover cop.
Nigga, Jay was at the protest.
Nigga probably was standing next to the cops in a disguise.
Jay was at the protest. You ain't hear one of the street signs came up missing?
Oh my god.
Nigga said he stole the street sign so he can lie about where he lives some more.
Oh my god, son. Oh fuck. All right, man.
Yo.
But yeah, we're talking about this. You know, we're gonna get back to this in future episodes because that's another problem within our community that we got to get rid of. Like, there's like all the opportunists, the niggas that's making T-shirts and not donating shit, like people that's like fucking just out here doing pure like I love y'all know I love crumping. Y'all know I love crumping. Don't crump at the police. That's not gonna do shit.
Hold up. Shout out to Tab, because that is my Halloween costume.
Yeah, we do have to start dressing like undercover cops.
My Halloween costume this year. I am going to be an undercover cop.
Right. And it's simple. It's like this.
All I need is a Derek Jeter jersey.
Right.
ACGs, that's fucked up.
Right, exactly. So yo, Streetsy, just to even touch on it some more, like I said, in chaos, you know what I'm saying, everything get burned down, you know what I'm saying? So if my business burned down, I know that at the end of this, my people got me. You get what I'm saying? At the end of this, if this is what we here and we fighting for some shit, my people got me. Now, to add on to your point and not take away from though, we can't be burning down.
We were talking about that earlier, though.
We can't be burning down black businesses, and our aim is reform. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That can't be it. You know what I'm saying? That can't be. No. If we gonna do some wild shit, we gotta do some wild shit with a goal, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They gotta. You can't do that.
Right.
But if it's revolution. If it's revolution, I don't want a building in this city to stand when we finish.
Right. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And we're gonna take your shit and we're gonna build it even bigger when we find out what we're supposed to do. But again, that's all speaking ahead and if we got the organizational rights. But in speaking of reality, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, you know, black businesses, that's why we need organizations, because again, we're gonna need some security somewhere. We're gonna need somebody to guard the black businesses in the neighborhoods and things of that nature. You get what I'm saying? So a part of what you're saying is right, because if there's no direction and you just burning shit down, you fucking up. Period. That's just how that goes. You know
and then that also makes it easier for infiltration, like for those random white people to just jump in and just start breaking fucking windows for no reason and shit to take pictures. So
like, no funny shit. Like, if this COVID shit wasn't still real, and just so people understand, like, COVID is still very real. Like, people are still contracting it, spreading it, and who knows what's to come after all of these protests all over in every, like, niggas said there was protests in every state.
50 states. They got niggas in both Dakotas.
They had niggas in the Dakotas.
They got niggas in the Dakotas. They got niggas in Montana.
My nigga.
They got niggas in Idaho going crazy.
Protested for Black Lives. That shit is amazing.
That shit is crazy.
After, like, we're gonna see what happens in a few weeks with this COVID shit. But, like, real talk, like, if this COVID
somebody
shit
said
wasn't as crazy.
Somebody said all Virgil states.
Niggas should go to the white states. Nigga, all Virgil states is crazy. Niggas need to go to, like, the whitest of areas and get crazy.
Right. That's it.
Like, that's the type of shit I want to do.
If y'all want to really be
like when they was Louis, Chanel, and Dior, it was like
Louis, Chanel, and Dior.
Get them watches. Get them still, niggas, still. Like, nigga. Everybody deserves free shit. Like, everybody. Like, you gotta understand, this is a capitalistic society, and the fact that people can't get it is a problem. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm gonna keep it two virtues with y'all.
Like, you know how crazy it is for niggas to be protesting in the fucking Alaska for Black lives?
Bro, they got on the North Face right now, bro.
They had Eskimos out there, nigga, trailing through snow. Shit is crazy. Niggas is out here wilding. That's real shit.
That's wild crazy, man.
Yeah, you ain't fuck. Somebody said, why nobody go to... Exactly, my nigga. Go to Westchester Mall. Go fuck up the white people spots. You get what I'm saying?
I'm with the vibes, man. Those type of vibes I'm with. Like,
yeah.
There was a lot of shit that niggas was doing that started not making sense. Like,
like
Soho, like, niggas, I was talking, I was tweeting with Carl, Civil Right on Twitter about this shit. Like,
wait, real quick. No. Guy.
Loot in Soho was brilliant.
Brilliant.
Soho was built not to win. Once you go uptown, once you start moving uptown to like Midtown and shit like that, the structure of the city is built for them to trap you and contain you and shit like that. Yeah. So looting them stores up there ain't make no sense.
Yeah, that's why I was mad confused about like Dykeman. Like, yeah, they coming to loot our motherfucking bodegas.
Like, who the
fuck? They niggas, they stealing hookah, nigga. Fuck out of here. These niggas became junior NYPD the second that they seen cops was on niggas' asses, and now they want some. We're gonna work with y'all. Look, we got armbands. We're in solidarity. Come through. I know black. And run after niggas and use nigga like every fucking 5 words, but like at the same time see black people and be like, yo, get these niggas out of here. What the fuck is wrong with these niggas, bro?
I was waiting for us to talk about this. Yeah. Bro, I just deleted mad Dominican niggas who I used to play ball with. Fuck bastards. You know, like, Dominican niggas are mad funny. These niggas would be all nigga. All that bullshit. But the second that niggas was talking about today, they was up here trying to loot. Loot what, my nigga?
It wasn't. It wasn't. The nigga has a video.
Niggas I seen in that shit that's darker than everybody in this fucking video right now.
Yeah, everybody.
There was niggas darker than us talking about I know black. Suck my dick.
No. Yo, but I don't know if y'all peep, but the real niggas went up and pressed them, and they was copping pleas. I don't know if y'all seen that video.
Nah, you gotta send that.
Nah. Some niggas went up there and was like, yo, y'all gotta cut that out.
Yo, because you gotta understand, like, yo, bro.
That ass, though. I know somebody that came up like 40 bands over Soho.
No, yeah, that's a fact. Somebody got racks right now.
Yeah, but like that.
Yo, niggas was
that fucking that shit had me. Dykeman shit had me dying because it's like,
yo,
if you niggas, I don't know if y'all pay attention. I make jokes, but I be dead ass serious. Like,
niggas be so serious.
I be so serious. I've been slandering Dykeman for years because they racist shit.
They racist,
man. Yo, this was the most racist shit, right? So they was like, yo, look, alright, yo, like, we gotta protect our neighborhood. They go niggas.
What?
Yo, so it's like, yo, bro, it's like, yo. That I get what you're saying, like protect the neighborhood, but then you just saw niggas and was like, yeah, because
you know
niggas
what's
right
crazy?
there.
I
They
haven't
didn't even,
seen nobody-
they didn't even have a motherfucking George Floyd solidarity march. They had a don't loot, don't march. Like that
Don't
shit is
loot.
fucked up.
Crazy shit is, I haven't seen any hood get looted. Like
Yeah.
even when niggas was protesting and marching out here in Flatbush, niggas ain't loot the stores. Niggas was outside. Niggas was disrupting traffic. Niggas wasn't just looting shit.
Right.
You know where to loot, nigga. We went to Manhattan to loot for a reason.
Yeah, that ass. Like, what the fuck, bro? But like, I'm only making jokes in front of this because we got a podcast.
Crazy.
But in all seriousness, my niggas gotta stop having conversations about this shit for so fucking long. If we being dead ass serious.
Yeah.
Simply put, when a nigga show their ass, you fucking remove yourself. That's it. When a motherfucker show their ass, you remove yourself. You don't even gotta tell the motherfucker like, yo.
That's a fact. Just unfollow, block, or
unfollow,
mute.
block, boom. Once they see people stop fucking with it, they're gonna be like, what happened? Oh,
That's
no,
it.
Papi, what? Why?
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it, Papi. That's it.
They don't like it, man.
Adios.
You know what I'm saying? Now when they come to the parties and it's like, oh nah, you can't come to the party.
Not all Dominicans.
Not all
Hashtag not all Dominicans. Shouts out my Afro-Latinx people, man.
Yo, son.
Fucks with y'all.
We was talking about this shit earlier on some funny shit. Like the first chick that broke my heart was Dominican, my nigga, and it was on some racist shit.
I ain't never liked a Spanish joint in my life.
Nah, Spanish joints.
Black woman in my life.
The first thing I said to Trey on some joke shit was, nigga, a Spanish girl gonna be with you and then, go home to her Spanish boyfriend and have a family. Nigga, have a family. That's how it goes.
You mean her cousin?
You mean her cousin, Jesus Christ. Yo, you know what? Might be on to something, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna say with that one. But yeah, these niggas really be fucking wildin', man.
Tabby Latinx?
Latinx. Shouts out my Afro-Latinx.
People.
Feel me?
My Afro-Latinx.
Yo.
Afro-Latinx.
Question for y'all.
Yo.
On your wish list of shit, like let's say niggas was looting, right?
Right.
Right now.
Right.
What are you looting? Like what store?
I got a list.
This nigga Bob couldn't wait.
Bob said, "Ooh, I was in the house writing my shopping list."
I need a rose gold Sky Dweller Rolex.
Fuck is that?
Very good Rolex, trust me. I need one AP. I need a Richard Mille.
Okay.
I need 6. This is just one item. I need 6 Cartier bracelets. Hold on, wait. I'm not finished. 10 things on my list. That was 4. I need a pair of Marty McFly's. Mm-hmm. I need a pair of I need both pair of Union ones. I need 2 seasons worth of Nike attire. That's just it. 2 seasons worth. I'd like a season worth of Timberlands, Butters and Black.
You need
suede.
You need to play this.
And I gotta go loot Magnolia's Bakery because I need about 3 tons. Nah, it's a little bit. It's a little bit much. I need about 3 tubs of banana pudding.
Yeah.
You know niggas need that banana pudding. And lastly, I gotta go to a smoke shop and steal 3 months worth of rolling papers.
Smart.
Yeah, that's a fact. I think I would just go super flagrant. I'm trying to steal some dumb shit. I want like a sloth or some shit. Like I'm trying to go to the zoo, nigga.
Yo, we gonna be looting. This nigga Coulter just gonna be walking and shit, walking away from niggas. Like, yo, stores this way. Nigga Coulter like, yeah, but the zoo over there.
Nigga, I'm trying to get some wild animals if we really about to get crazy real quick.
Niggas is walking out with mad fly coats and shit. This nigga Coulter come back with a fucking sloth around his neck and shit. Like, this nigga.
You gonna be in a pair of Marty McFly's with a Richard Mille and fucking cool.
I got a sloth around my neck, nigga.
And I'm wearing all 3 of my watches at once, like
at the same. You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Yeah, no funny.
What about you? What about you, Trey?
Oh man, my looting list, yo, off rip, I'm going essentials. I'm going to Bed Bath and Beyond because them candles is mad expensive.
Need them good candles. Yo, Trey, you gotta hit me up when you hit that shit, boy. Niggas need candles, boy.
Bed Bath and Beyond is out of here.
niggas need some sheets, nigga. Need that good thread count.
Cristal ain't even put on enough watches yet, my nigga. I'm going ham with the watches if I get the loot.
Yo,
man.
You know what I'm saying? I need my candles. Next thing, I'm a fat nigga, so I'm hitting the supermarket. I'm hitting the supermarket. They're not black owned. I'm sorry. If you ain't black owned, I'm hitting the supermarket.
If you're not black,
I need the good shrimp. I need everything. You feel me? Next up, like y'all niggas gonna like judge me, but like I need models because like they got all the basketball shorts. They got
all the shorts and sweats.
I need my Nike slides. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you, I'm stealing everything out of fucking models. I'm stealing the big women's clothes. I'm like, where did you get a pink Puma suit? Listen,
like, yo, I'm gonna be if niggas was just allowed to freely loot. Like when I say I would just have shit that I know I don't need, I would just have shit. Like,
I'm gonna keep it official though. You know what would throw my whole list off? If I just walked by a pier and saw a cruise ship.
Oh yeah.
It's over. It is over. Nigga, Fred gonna be like, Palm, come on, the Gucci store right here. I'm be like, nah, Fred, this Carnival cruise ship is calling me.
Yeah, the cruise ship is here.
Wait, this thing about
I think I can drive it.
Ain't no rules in the sea. Ain't no rules in the sea. We can run the seas, nigga. We can be pirates.
Ain't nothing out there.
What if Palm steal the cruise ship, right? And then we get all the great black people, put us all on a boat, nigga, and we live in the ocean while we strategize.
Or
they will bomb us.
Let me add on to this. We can then loop Petco, use Palm's cruise boat as like a Noah's Ark of sorts.
Yeah.
And then
also
listen.
Look at me.
Also, if you loot all the animals, Fred, we just figured out the answer. If we loot animals, they won't blow that ship up because there's animals on that ship.
Oh, and white people love animals.
Mm-hmm.
All we need is about 10 dogs.
Oh yeah,
we need about 10 dogs.
Have a leg missing and shit, we'd be good forever.
And I'm willing to do the dirty work. I grab the cutest puppy and be like, blow us up if you want to. I'm gonna drop that bitch.
I'm gonna punch it. Niggas will be so tight. Oh God, we hate this guy. He's a terrorist.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I see one of y'all still in a helicopter off the west side while Palmer's getting the fucking cruise ship too.
Shit, you can land it. There's a helipad on my ship. You can land it on there.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean we gonna fly in on a helicopter with a damn puppy?
Listen, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Warzone. I think I can pilot a helicopter.
Yeah, I think so too, man.
I think I can pilot a helicopter. As long as they got the Xbox controls in there, we're good.
Wait, y'all remember did y'all see y'all saw that trailer to what's that fucking shit called? Fast something. The nigga was driving off a cliff, jumped off in the plane caught him.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Hobbs and Shaw when the nigga Idris Elba caught the fucking
that shit is
Idris
insane.
Elba, the greatest English nigga in the world.
So here's what we gonna do.
Hold on. Hold on. John Boyega, I gotta interject. John Boyega is motherfucking Winston X.
John Boyega, the realest nigga ever, because the nigga keeps reiterating, fuck Star Wars.
Yo.
Yeah, that ass.
So much.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, fuck Star Wars, fuck y'all niggas. I might not have a job.
Y'all here because of lightsabers. I got a lightsaber you could suck.
Yo, nigga was like, yo, I don't give a fuck, bruv. I don't give a fuck, bruv. I was like, yeah, nigga. Man's is on road.
He said, y'all are taking the piss.
Y'all taking the piss. I fucking love that shit, bro.
Yo,
I love them niggas.
I'm gonna get one of those fucking. They have the Lamborghini store on the west side. So here's what we gonna. Colton and Smith, y'all gonna have helicopters, right? While Palm is driving off. I'm gonna have two puppies in the Lambo, right? I'm gonna skirt off the side of the West Side Highway into the air. Y'all gonna catch my shit, right? And drop me.
Don't worry, I got it. I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna catch it with
and
my arms.
And I'm gonna be holding a puppy.
I'm gonna have the sloth around my neck. You forgot about that.
Yeah. How you got a sloth with two Richard Billies on his arm?
The nigga is he's on deck.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. This is we gotta cut this part out because this is gonna be in the 2020 movie that I'm going to write.
Okay, bet.
Niggas is gonna be like, did that nigga just fly a Lambo off on the west side highway?
To catch niggas with puppies?
Is that nigga wearing 5 watches?
Is that a sloth on Colton's back?
Yo.
Nigga,
He was like, did that nigga just rob the Bronx Zoo?
Oh man, somebody said this is the best Fast and the Furious movie ever.
This is a fact.
Yo, listen.
Flo said, "Man,
gotta
Luther King."
I gotta make Paul Walker proud.
Man's Luther King.
I gotta make Paul Walker proud.
Oh,
the only way we make him proud is by throwing that Lambo straight onto a cruise ship.
That ass.
Straight on.
Somebody
nigga.
call a rock. Somebody call a rock.
Yo, you know what I was laughing at the other day? This is completely left field. I was laughing. So back when, in like probably like 2015, 2016, you know, I never took my foot out of Barack Obama's ass, right? People, so people was like, yeah, wait till you get out of presidency, you feel me? And this shit hit the fan, that nigga gonna step in and be the leader. Yo, that nigga gave y'all niggas a thread. Nigga say, yo, this how you do it. Look.
Yo, alright,
like, nigga, you was the fucking president, you dick.
Since you went there, I'm gonna repeat what I told you in our personal conversation earlier this week. I want y'all niggas to stop going at the NFL and stop not going at Kaepernick. If you gonna go at them niggas, go at that nigga too. That nigga also took a deal to cover up racism. Racism to himself. Like, he covered up niggas being racist to him for little bread too. Like, y'all niggas might not know how much little bread he took, but he took little bread. Like, niggas make that bread in their rookie season bread.
Oh, he wanted reform, man. He didn't want revolution.
Yeah.
Fuck that nigga. Him and his fake ass afro.
That's a fact. Oh, also,
that's probably a wig.
Y'all white king Cuomo is a fucking politician. Always remember that. He's not on our side. Like, he's a fucking politician.
That's an
son. My dad, he had
no
to
funny
split
shit.
$25 million.
Y'all want to hear
If
something
I'm
funny?
not mistaken, he had to split $25 million with Eric Reed.
Yo, you want to hear something funny? You know what's the tipping point of me like, alright, I gotta go silent because if I talk, I'm gonna be angry. Was like, yo, niggas like, yo, son, Cuomo really doing his thing as governor. I'm like, this nigga got the police outside slamming niggas through tables.
Yo, son.
Because their hands was up and y'all talking about Cuomo really doing his thing right now.
He did such a great job. He doubled the police force after niggas did peaceful protests.
Bro, that's what
I
was like, all right, social media not for me for this.
Hold up. Somebody said, no, why not get your money? Just so y'all can understand, Colin Kaepernick declined his player option to leave the San Francisco 49ers. They were going to pay him between 10 plus million he was getting paid that season. He declined that. He got less money than that in the settlement.
Sheesh.
Man, fuck the police. Fuck 12. These niggas is all the police to me. All these celebrities are white now. Like, it's just so much shit. Like,
right. Yo, Jay Lenz, that's the you hit that nail on the head. He had a chance to spill the beans.
He had a chance to spill the beans.
Again, and with a stronger political education, he would have understood that this fight was bigger than him and his needs. You get what I'm saying? Because getting the fact that there's racism out is the same thing. Like, America has never atoned for their sins, right? So that's why we could pretend that there's no racism, etc., etc. America has never atoned for their sins. With the NFL, that same thing exists. You had a chance to make the NFL, in fact, show their racism and also make them atone. See, America only exists under the guise of equality at this point. You get what I'm saying? That's why we're protesting, because it's like, oh, y'all said that this is what we got. Yeah, this what y'all said was for us. No. They never said it was for niggas.
Never.
They never.
Like, if you actually read all their actual books, they talk about us like we're not even a full person. So we shouldn't expect to be treated like a full person or get full shit from people that want to hold on to a level of power and like a system that is built off of them benefiting. So, like, why would a nigga like give away like his magic pill that's gonna make him like the top nigga out of everybody?
Yeah.
And that's how they feel about capitalism, racism, like putting people down, like oppression.
Right.
Nigga, they're dickheads. Like they want to keep that power. Yeah. So that's why, again, it's really on them. We can do a lot to fix ourselves, but white people literally have to destroy their own. They got to go to their own mans in them. Like Palm said, even if it gets extreme, they got to get rid of the old niggas there and teach for real what the real thing is.
At the end of the day, that's it.
Right.
Because I mean, I ain't gonna say it's clear, but younger white people are a little less racist than they fucking fathers and grandfathers and shit like that. So clearly we see where the racism is coming from, but you love that nigga. You really for equality, you gotta hate that nigga.
Right.
That's a fact. But I hope they do keep speaking out to their racist ass granddaddies and shit though. They need to. I mean, it's not gonna work.
I'm gonna tell you,
niggas is already racist. Like it's too late.
I don't care though. I'm to the point where I don't care. They could be racist. Like they could let their granddaddy be racist. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. All the thing is,
so we can be over here.
If y'all, our ally, go organize in y'all communities. We got us. If y'all our ally, if you or if you want to be an ally at our protests, you see they don't like to hit white people. We need you to be our fucking bumper.
Yo, listen to me. I said it on Twitter.
Be the human shield.
If that's what
you do.
I said it on Twitter yesterday. The craziest shit I ever seen in my life. White people standing in front of black people. Yo, not getting hit. Every time I see it, I'll be like, this shit is crazy. It fucking works.
Yeah, it works. It literally works.
They did it at the protest that I was at. I had never. We was about to take the FDR, and the young black people actually called it out first. To be honest with you, they was like, "Yo, white people to the front." Me, I'm like, y'all niggas is stupid. Ain't nobody doing that shit. All these white kids. I'm sorry. I'm coming. I'm sorry.
I'm dead. I fucking love it though. Yo. Hold on. First of all, I will put the Dr. Umar meme. Yo, I thank you. I know you hardly had that, sister and brother, but thank you anyway. Like,
yo, they ran up to the front. These little niggas locked arms. They were like, "We're not gonna let anything happen to you." And then they
fucked with it.
I'll fuck with it. I'll fuck with it. I'll be in the background. I'll be in the background hitting a salute while they getting their ass whooped. Like, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Like, this is unity, nigga.
This is what I'm talking about by allies.
That ass.
Yeah.
Real shit. Yeah. So I guess any questions, remarks. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta get back to work, man. I don't want to get fired while we fucking. I'm not even at work.
Do your thing, brother.
Do your thing, but if you got to dip out, go head out. We'll field these questions if anybody got questions. You know what I'm saying, about moving forward and things of that nature.
Any questions, y'all, in the chizzy, in the chat?
Yeah, if not, we can get into some final hates.
Nice. Everybody seems like they cooling right now. Y'all want to get into some final hate?
Yeah, we can get into some final hate, final remarks. Start it off with Botane.
All right. My final hate goes to anyone who's calling themselves pro-black and excluding black members of the community, the LGBTQ plus community, black women. Like, stop trying to shut our people up when they're talking about their traumas and their problems, my nigga, and calling yourself pro-black, saying you all for the black family, you all for this, you all for that, but you shunning other black people. That's dead. Like, you're being selectively black, like, at that point. Like, so let's listen to our women. Let's protect them. Let's have their backs. Let's protect our black LGBTQ plus community people, because they need to also be protected. So there's, like, just like you said, there's just a lot of shit that niggas need to unlearn, and we have to learn that being pro-black includes everyone black.
Right.
There's no other way. Like, if words means things, that's what it should mean. So that's all I gotta say.
I guess I'll take it after that one, because I want to add to that. That's a reason why when I started to do my homework, I started to move away from the term pro-black and more into pan-African, because, like you said, words mean things, and when you look at the word pan means all Africans, and that's simple enough. So you gotta understand that this struggle that we have, whether it's women, you know what I'm saying, whether it's the trans community or gay community, this is also a global issue. People are facing this issue everywhere in the world as it pertains to our people. So when it's that's why I always laugh. I'll be like, yeah, I'm Pan African. So they mean like, so they be like, well, do you support the gay community? I am Pan African. That means all African, regardless
All
of your
Africans, my nigga.
orientation, regardless if you claim to be African or not. So that's even speaking to the Dominican community. You get what I'm saying? So the Dominican community, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? That something happened to them. You feel me? As a Pan African, whether he embraces his Africanness or not, that's in my heart. That's still my brother, but a lost brother still. You get what I'm saying? That's what being a Pan African means, because you have to understand that in this struggle, people are going to be fucked up due to colonialism, right? So you have to have unconditional love for your people. So for me, I practice Pan Africanism instead of being pro-black. You get what I'm saying? Because we are all people of the African diaspora, and when you expand that vision, you start to get a global picture, and that global picture will also show you that we are the majority. And when we start,
we're also majority of the cases that's getting victimized. So
exactly.
we got to figure some shit out.
Where our power lies and where our real allies lie. I think we looking here, you know what I'm saying, a little too much. But when you start to expand that your vision, as you continue to learn, you'll be on the right goal. So at this point, if you want to help, if you want to learn, it's time to do your research, whether it's into organizations in your area, and then do your history. Learn about what it means for political, you know what I'm saying, education. And if you want a real one, and a good one, and a sound one, and one that will teach you in the lamest of terms, I refer to this book every time. It's called Ready for Revolution by Stokely Carmichael. It is a thick book, but if you want a crash course in organization, coming to consciousness, and political education, you're going to want to go with Ready for Revolution. If this is like your first time actually coming into consciousness and seeing how fucked up this world is, you want to start with the autobiography of Assata Shakur. And she'll also give you another part of political education, and it's important that we as men read the works of our ancestors, of our women, right? Because we can read Revolutionary Suicide, which is Huey P. Newton's autobiography, and we'll take his words and we'll love it, and we'll start to praise the Black Panther Party. But when you take a look at Assata's book, they'll talk about the mishandling of the women within the organization. So we have to take these different pieces and studying these things, so that moving forward we don't make these same mistakes. You get what I'm saying? The organizations didn't fail; they were just destroyed from the inside and out. So these things and these tools are still out there. So it's on you right now for you to learn these tools.
That's a fact. And if y'all want to read another book by a woman that's like taught me like to unlearn a lot of shit, it's called The Will to Change: Men, Masculinity, and Love by Bell Hooks. It's like a really good book. Like, it's basically just talking about like how men are taught like just to see the world a certain way, and how we can unlearn those fucking ways. Right. And like make our definition of masculinity some shit that can include everybody, and that can really protect and truly be you to like your fullest extent.
Right. Palm, whomever.
Right, go ahead.
Yeah, my final hate, honestly, is for, so we're in a very interesting time right now where I think that white guilt is leading a lot of white people to try to see who it is that they should learn from, and this and that and the third, which is not a negative thing. But my final hate is for the wrong black people teaching them, right? I'm seeing, you know, I just saw a post actually, one of my fiance's homegirls, who's a cornball and a coon. She was posting about people of color and how she's not, you know, it's not just about black people, it's that third. This is a moment about black people.
Right.
You fucking stupid coon. This is a moment about fucking black people. I'm just annoyed because all these white people on there like, okay, well, she's black, so if she's saying it, then I should go out and regurgitate that. So they're not wrong because they're learning the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't know if this is hate. It ain't love. It ain't really hate. It's just a message for people, man. Burn this shit down, figuratively and literally. Burn it to the ground. We'll build it back.
Yep.
That's it.
I'm gonna put that. I see everybody asking for the list of books on Twitter. I'm gonna put the names of them.
I'm gonna send you the name of the one I said too.
Yeah, send that to me ASAP. And once we go offline, the list will be on the Haters Ball page. So go to the Haters Ball page, and the list of books will be up there. I appreciate y'all actually, you know, stopping in and joining this conversation.
Oh, Palm, what was that story?
Okay, hold on.
Hold on, wait.
Still oh, you sure?
Yeah.